Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Grapevine Podcast.
Hey everybody.
I'm Shell.
And I'm Soph.
And as you can see, we're in a little different type of setting here.
Doesn't it look lovely?
And we're giving you a little different vibe.
Cheers to the different vibe. Yeah, we thought we'd bring something new to you guys. We wanted to start a little segment. Obviously, we speak to everybody. You know, our topics are generalized for everybody, male and female, no kids. But we wanted to definitely wanted to make something for the men in particular.
Yeah.
The male viewers.
That's true.
I think it was definitely needed.
It was.
Because, you know, we've got a lot of men that reach out, and we've got a lot of male viewers anyway, but we've got a lot of men that reach out and say that they have particular scenarios in their relationships or with females and things like that. So we're kind of like the aunties today, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're going to see if we can...
At that age though.
Yeah. Talk about the scenarios and give our take on things.
Definitely. That's what we're trying to do. So, yeah. We're going to call it the men's corner.
Men's corner, because we're in a corner.
So that's how we roll in today. So we've got a little dilemma for you. It's going to be nice, quick and fast.
Yeah.
Just going to give you a little piece of advice for the male species out there. Ladies, don't be mad, because it's us just giving our perspective on how we feel that these men are feeling and just giving a little answer of how we would be in these scenarios.
Yeah. That's it really, because I mean we're female, so we've actually been in these particular scenarios ourselves more than once. So yeah, here it goes then. So the scenario today, so this is a man, he's in his late 30s. So the scenario is, man is seeing a younger woman, and this particular man isn't fond of females swearing. Okay, so this man is at work one day. He returns to his phone to find many missed calls from the female that he's seeing, along with hostile messages, such as, "You dickhead, why aren't you picking up your phone? Are you a dickhead though? You're taking me for a prick, blah, blah, blah." You know, those type of messages. So when he responds that he's not fond of the way she's speaking to him, her response to him is, "Well, that's how I speak to my friends."
I'm only saying you're a dickhead because I love you.
And they're okay with it. So his question to us was, why do women feel like it's okay to speak to a man in a hostile manner, swear, call him names such as deadbeat, dickhead, and then hang up the phone?
Yeah.
And then when a man says he doesn't like that behaviour, he's called out for raising his voice. He's called out for not liking how he's been treated.
Yeah.
Okay. So this particular gent was called uber sensitive.
In the scenario, uber sensitive.
He was called uber sensitive because of the fact that, he didn't like the way he was being spoken to.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
I don't even know what uber sensitive means, if I'm being 100% honest with you.
When this particular gent contacted us with this scenario, I mean,
he didn't know either.
He didn't know either. He says he felt like an idiot because he didn't necessarily know what that meant. So he was already vexed because he was sworn at, and then he didn't. And because he doesn't particularly like swearing. And the fact that he was working, it was like, well, I'm working, so you've got to respect that.
Yeah.
She obviously didn't, and she couldn't respect that.
I feel like there's a problem. There's an issue with this, A lot of people, this whole response to messages can be such a sensitive thing.
Yeah.
People feel like there's no way you couldn't have seen the message. There's no way you can't respond, whether you're at work or not. There's a way to send the message if it's being sent. So I think, whether it's male or females, I think both ways can really take that really funny.
Yeah, they can. I mean, I know I've been at work and I've been in meetings. Yeah. And I haven't been able to look at my phone.
Yeah.
And you can't respond.
And even if you can see it going off, you can't.
You can't respond. Yeah. It doesn't matter who it is. I mean, the only time I've literally said I need to leave a meeting is if I can see it's one of the kids calling me or something like that. Or if it's the school calling me and I'm like, excuse me, I really need to take this. Well, that's it. If it's just somebody I'm seeing, I know that can wait until lunch or after that meeting, or do you know what I mean? Or when I'm a little bit free, taking a toilet break. Do you get what I mean? So you agree, yeah?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, so I think she was very impatient to begin with.
Very, very, very. 1 second, let me go get something.
A few moments later.
Okay, then.
I feel like because this is a men's corner, let me just get it straight. I feel like this is appropriate just to have it. I don't know why. I just felt like it was appropriate to bring along. It doesn't mean it is. Doesn't mean it means anything. But I just brought it along anyway. It just feels like.
Can I practice?
Yeah, you can. This one, love, I read.
I do. I love a red. This is where the whole ruby thing comes from. I think this definitely would fit my wrist. Oh, yeah. I like the way that feels. So a little something. I think we should bring a little something to every men's corner. What do you think? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is the item of the day.
Definitely. I don't know how many items you feel like we can get that are going to change throughout the process of doing this. But yeah, okay. But yeah, that's the item of the day. So sorry for messing up your look or something.
No, it's all right. It was a nice little interval there. Naughty interval. But yeah, we were talking about the fact that, you know, this guy was called uber sensitive. Has anybody heard of this terminology before?
Oh, hell no!
I mean, that was the first time I'd heard of it. And when I Googled it, it actually said that it was slang for just the most extreme case
of sensitivity.
of anything. Yeah.
So
It's the most extreme. So just call him oversensitive.
Calling a man sensitive anyway is a kind of like a big thing because men aren't meant to be as sensitive as women.
No.
To put the word Uber in front of me just symbolises a taxi. It don't mean shit to me. So I don't understand why they put that word in front of it. But I feel like maybe that girl might be slightly younger than him.
She was, yeah. He
Was
said
she?
she was younger
Yeah.
than him, yeah. And
So,
I think
yeah.
just from judging from that behaviour of, you know, you dickhead, you this,
Again,
you that,
that's
you
another
waste
short
man.
thing.
And just from not answering a couple of calls
Yeah.
during the day when he's at work.
I'm a swearer. I like to swear. I can't help it.
Mm-hmm.
It's my thing. And I know it's not ladylike. And my nan always told me it wasn't right. But I feel like that's where I get my whatever's going on in my head. That's how I get it.
get it out.
across. The quickest, and it's just whoosh, actually whoosh, it licks you. It licks you when I swear it. So I feel like that's the best way I get it out. So in that scenario, and I'm a swearer, but I won't swear
Swear
at my partner.
Yeah.
I won't do it because.
And not if they're at work, not in that scenario either.
No, in that scenario. So I'll swear, but I won't swear at him like as in call him names.
Call him names,
I
yeah.
don't do the whole name calling thing, but I will swear. Like I'll be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
etc. But I won't be like,
Yeah.
"You
So
dick
it's,
Ed."
yeah.
EAD.
Yeah, and he did actually state, and he was very precise about the fact that the message said Dick Ed and not, and you know, she wasn't spelling things correctly in the full context and the full word. And I think that wound him up as well because there was just lack of grammar, lack of respect. He just wasn't impressed, was he?
But is that 100% her fault though?
No, I think
If he
that
chose,
if he's chose to be with a younger woman,
yeah,
then I think some things you have to take on the chin.
yeah,
Because if that's your choice, I mean, he said that they weren't in no deep relationship, he was just seeing her, but you've taken that risk.
yeah. But how's she calling him uber sensitive, and you're getting really oversensitive about the situation?
Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Don't cry.
In the first place, knowing that he's at work, etc.
Then she's
And then
sensitive
you're gonna flip
herself.
it on him. You're saying he ain't even answered your call because you're getting sensitive about something. So I don't know. There's just a lack of maturity in that situation.
I think so. I think there's a lack of maturity for sure. I mean, there was another gent in a similar scenario and said the same thing, that, you know, he's fed up of women cussing, then hanging up the phone,
Yeah.
you know. And when he then raises his voice, it's like,
it's a bit
hold
shit.
on a minute. Oh my gosh, why are you shouting? Kind of thing. And it's being spoken to in a hostile manner. Nobody likes it. No one likes it at all. But I think women do
Play the victim.
play the victim a lot and come across like, oh, it's, you know, it's all your fault kind of thing.
Yeah. I watched, I think it was Love and Hip Hop. I feel like I was watching, and I saw a clip where, who was it? Little Scrappy was getting into an argument. I said that's so Warsaw. Little Scrappy was getting into an argument with one of the ladies, and I feel like the whole series, all the ladies were sticking up for Bambi, which is his ex-wife, because of the fact that they'd split up and they weren't together anymore.
Okay.
And they just kept firing shots at him. And I don't know what he'd done in this particular scenario, but one of the ladies was getting in his face, shouting, going mad, and then she pushed him and he did the exact same thing back. And she started crying.
There you go. There you go.
But it's just like, what did you push it? He didn't hit her. He didn't do anything overly, but he just gave her exactly what she gave him. And she literally started crying. Oh my God, I can't believe he did that. I can't believe he raised his voice to me, even though you raised your voice to him.
First.
I can't believe he reacted back to me the way he reacted, even though you started that. I'm not saying you're meant to push a man. I'm not saying that a woman should be able to push a man, but at the same time, there's no need for the physical side of anything.
There isn't.
And in that scenario, it was completely like crazy. But I feel like that's that part where we feel like we can play the victim, and then get away with it.
Get away with it, yeah.
And that's not.
And not we can act a certain way and not expect the same back.
Yeah. So we want to be big talkers in the scenario, but then when it comes down to it, you kind of want to revert back and play the baby after now you've been told off. And now you feel like, actually, that was too much. Well, then maybe you was too much in the beginning, but that's not being acknowledged. So it is a bit of a... I feel like I see a lot of that, though, with females.
Yeah, it happens. It happens a lot. And it is ridiculous. And I think women, we do need to work on that. But it's when I heard that story, I did think that's something that she'll develop as she gets older. We hope. Hopefully.
I feel like if you move respectfully, people can only be respectful back.
Yeah.
Yeah, my younger self, I would definitely swear back and give...
Yeah.
And there's so much name call. I feel like when I was younger and I used to have arguments with the kids' dads back then, I would literally give him exactly what he gave me and vice versa. And it would just be tick for tat, tick for tat, tick for tat. But I feel like I've definitely grown out of that. And it's not a tick for tat thing. It's more like... if there's a point to be made, I'll make a point, but there's a way to make it without swearing, without being over the top and giving all of this, you know, I can swear, but I don't need to swear and call the person names.
Yeah. I'm not a name caller like that. It was, for me, exactly.
It does stick.
I never used to get called names when I used to argue. So I never used to give that back.
Yeah.
Because it never used to happen to me. So yeah, I'm not a name caller, but I did used to hang up the phone. That was my thing. Tasty. I did used to hang up the phone because to be honest, that was something we both did. That was something we both did. And if he'd done it to me on the argument prior, then I'd do it to him. But this is going back like and talking even before I became a mom. Do you know what I mean? Like late teens, early 20s, when you're just getting into relationships and you don't really know what it's about and you don't know how to, you know, portray your emotions. You're still learning yourself. So
it's true.
But yeah, that was my thing hanging up. Not so much the name calling at all.
No man, I'd call back. I literally would when I was younger. I'd definitely call you back something. You ain't gonna call me a jankro.
Move around. Old dirty jankro, that's what she call me. Also, Jumo, what her sister out and bound the Calvis.
Really? You went and dug out that old Jamaican dirty bird?
Do you know how ugly those things are?
I know.
Oh my God.
And they're nasty.
They're horrible.
Like the worst thing.
Awful.
When I used to tell my nan that's what I got called, she would piss herself before she could take it serious. She's like, oh, where did man get that in here? It would be so bad. And I'll be like, that's why I would literally be like,
yeah, I'd go mad. Yeah.
So I would go
go mad.
But definitely, that's a teenage thing. Like, that's now growing out of that. Definitely would not even bother or entertain that. And been through worse things in life and still hadn't felt the need. I feel like it's actually a little bit of a trick because it feels like almost when you move more respectfully, even if in that space you don't, as you say, win the argument, the person always ends up coming back and having to explain something, or there's always a conversation after the conversation due to the fact that you weren't that angry bitch.
Yeah.
It just makes a bit of a difference.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It does. It
Anger
does.
don't get nobody nowhere. It just gives everybody an opinion or an excuse not to fuck with you or to feel like it was cool to fuck with you.
That's true. That's true.
From that perspective.
Yeah, you're right. So in this scenario, this particular gent, obviously he's not seeing the lady anymore, but I think how would you have expected him to have dealt with that then?
I would have had a conversation with her after the event. Definitely, because of the fact that she called me a dickhead. So I would have had a conversation, but I feel like that would have been a point of, like a turning point for me.
Yeah.
If I wasn't somebody accepting that, the swearing, this and that, after calling me a name and I'm at work and it was just literally an innocent thing, I think that would have been a turning point. So you probably wouldn't hear from me.
Again, yeah.
Not even again. You would hear from me, but I feel like I'd start
not in
to
the same
draw
way.
back from the situation.
Not in the same way.
To be honest, if it was new and if I was just seeing the person, then that's gonna give me an inclination that we ain't really going nowhere because you ain't my type of people.
That would be that big red flag.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be a red flag for me, and I'd just do the same as you. I think I would handle it in a way where I think we'd definitely have words about it after I'd finish work, for real, because those kind of things take you out of that work mode as well. And if you're trying to have a productive day at work, you don't need all of that. So I think I don't like it when people do that to me when I'm at work.
But it's those kind of actions that make you realise what people are about. If they know you're at work and they know you're trying to concentrate on certain things, and every day you come out and you tell them about your day, and then you decide to interrupt my day like a volcano, then I know that you're not really listening in and homing on. You don't care about anything that I've got going on, because you should be aware that this is what I'm doing out here. Do you know what I mean? And even that the fact that you've got mad knowing the fact that I've said I'm at work, even if I was in the Maldives. Right? Don't fucking question it. Don't question it. If that's what I said I am, unless you've seen me like cross your path in that moment, don't question it.
It's true. It's true.
Not at that point of seeing me.
No, we should be entitled to just move how we move on a daily, without all the the questions that what you doing, blah blah blah. How come you're not answering my calls? Like, nah. Unless there's an emergency, then don't talk to me like that, please. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but. So the flip side is that if you saw my missed call, you don't call it back. Yeah,
okay. So if it got to the point where
if you don't,
the man had finished work and he hadn't called back.
So if you don't, because I get that people see a missed call and then they text you back. I don't like that. Like, give me back what I gave you, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, so she would have been expecting him to see the missed calls
when you get
and then get a chance, phone phone him.
Well, not in that moment, only when you got the chance to, and that's cool.
Yeah, no, that makes sense still. That makes sense.
But
yeah, that was our scenario of the day, guys.
Definitely was.
Hope you got something from that. I feel like I have. Just speaking about it and just going back to, when I was younger and how I would act and putting myself in that scenario.
Boy,
definitely can feel the growth.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't do any of that.
I know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean?
I was such an argumentative bitch. Oh my God, I love a good argument.
But I think it depends on who you're with as well.
Yeah, it does. It
really does, because some people don't really like to argue, and then they don't bring that side out of you.
And that's true, because my first baby father, I definitely can have that same rascal argument with him 150 times over. Even now, he can put me in that mold. I don't know what it is about him. He just puts me in a mold where I just go into fight. Like, literally. So the growth is there, but just not with him.
Did the street fight sound just come into my head?
It came into my head. Fight. Yeah. But different people can bring out different things, but that's where the growth is, because I don't mess with the same type of people
anymore.
Do you know what I mean? So that's what the difference is for moi.
Yeah, this is the thing, as we get older, we get a little bit more saucy and a little bit more daring.
Something like that.
See, back in the day, I would have used that.
Would you? When you was young?
When I was younger,
Would you know what to do with this?
I would have still.
At them ages?
Well, it depends what age are we talking.
Like, young? We said young?
Yeah, I think I would have used that. I was always kind of explorative and adventurous. Always wanted to try things even if I hadn't.
Also, I didn't touch these fucking things until I was a certain age group, No,
I didn't use them like on a regs or anything, but I always, was curious about stuff like that. Never scared of things like that.
No. Okay.
No.
I don't think you're meant to be scared though.
Always wanted to try, but I like this one. This might have to get jacked.
Really?
Yeah, man.
To be fair, that one has been just sitting there for a minute.
Okay.
So you could probably borrow if you want to borrow, but I don't know. I think I just broke this, so we might have to go. We'll take that off, and there you go.
Thanks. Belated birthday gift.
Easy to buy for, isn't it, guys? Easy to buy for. So yes, if you like, subscribe, comment, give us some information. Let us know wagwan.
Gents and ladies, comment please. Let us know what you think of this little
is
segment.
The men's corner, but I know you women can be haters. So say what you gotta say. What?
Nothing. What she said. But yeah, please like and subscribe, and share as well if it's something that you feel like other people would enjoy. And you know what? Send us your dilemmas, guys, as well.
Oh yeah, that too. Guys only though. Just because we were always trying to provide a little something for you. We're always here doing our thing, but we want more male dilemmas.
Yeah, because we know
We
that
have
you've
too
got them.
many women ones.
We know that you've got them, and you know you don't always reach out to your man them and say, oh, this is what's burning me, this is what's going on in my relationship. So yeah, if you share it with us,
This is a safe space.
Exactly.
So let it go. Let it go.
But yeah, thanks for joining us, guys, and see you later.
Such an idiot.